Okay, hello there. Yeah, I don't like this. Hold on, give me like 2 seconds. So, basically, this is what I thought of Supergirl. Now, yesterday, at about like midnight, I made an entire rant about it, but I did not have any sleep. Right? I'm wearing a Superman shirt. But, like, it was 13, 14 minutes long. It was a big old rant about really just what I thought about the villain and the inconsistency and like so I'm gonna keep this one very nice, short, sweet, and simple. It was okay. Would I watch it again in theaters? No. Should I have watched it in theaters? Direct to streaming, I guess. Um, did I like it? It was a solid something out of 10. There was only two people inside the theater, and I was one of them. My grandmother was the other one. We waited for about 20 minutes because we got there 10 minutes early, and no one just showed up, so the movie just decided to start. It skipped a few times, but we had a thunderstorm. Who cares? Um, no, it was the inconsistencies with me were just so out of whack. The villain was annoying. His backstory made no sense. I don't know why he pew pewed the guy with the sword, even though he gave him the sword. Um, right? I went on Reddit, the terrible, evil place of the internet, and according to them, right, there was this dude who went and gone and he seen a test screening with a deleted scene. He was talking about how the villain Krem had like an entire backstory. They should have put that inside the movie, like how they should have kept the squirrel scene in Superman, and then they did, because the villain had no motive. I don't know what the hell he thought he was doing. It was awful and it was bad, and I did not like it. Um, would I buy it on DVD? Most certainly. Is it a good, fun, family-friendly movie? No. Is it good for like teenagers? Yeah, that's why it's rated PG-13, I think. If not, it's gonna be rated R, and I don't know. I don't read the ratings to movies anymore. I'm so close to 17, which is when you can go see an R-rated movie, that like I just don't care. And for the next 45 years, I legally count as an adult at AMC theaters. But that movie was just so bad. I mean, it was so no. I do not approve of the movie, and the director didn't even read the comic book. He said it in a few different interviews. Millie Alcock, I mean, great Supergirl. She looks an awful lot like my sister, which is really weird because you haven't seen them inside the same room together. Because one of them is an alien from a different planet, and then the other one's my sister. So, and yes, I'm talking about Australia being a different planet because of a South Park joke. Starvin' Marvin goes to space or something. I don't know. But that movie was weird. My grandmother said, "Oh, you better give it a nice review on your YouTube thing." No, I won't. I cannot. I mean, I have to be honest with myself and the people here. But that was bad. It was like a 6.7 for me, which is what I initially rated it in the theater. That seems way too high now. I think my favorite part out of the entire movie, besides, the Supergirl, was Superman, because I remember vividly like smiling happily every single time his scenes came on, which they just came on sporadically. Like, why did they even come on? There was no plot in the story. She started telling a story to Ruthie when she was like, before she was getting enslaved or something. She was telling a story to Ruthie, and then it went back to Krypton, and like, I don't know. It was so stupid. To me, it was stupid. And I know, like in the trailer, when it says like when David Corn Spite Superman is like, "Hey, yo, like it's bright. That way people know we're good." I gotta agree, that's bad. Lobo, he's okay with the casting, but I thought he had a pet dolphin. In most media that I googled, he had a pet dolphin. But then I checked, and he does not have a pet dolphin, which is weird to me because I thought he had a pet dolphin. I thought he was gonna be funnier. I thought the movie was gonna be better, and the press tours. There's nothing controversial that I can find. I mean, I checked on like a few more interviews on Reddit, TikTok, which I found them from TikTok on YouTube. I went to Google. I went to a bunch of different I went to Fox News. I went to CNN. There's nothing there, you know. And then you see a bunch of people on YouTube saying Rachel Ziegler 2.0, and then you see people on YouTube saying, oh, the movie was just ass. And I gotta admit, it was like what Gideon put into like Skeeter's uncle's bedroom. It was liquid ass. Gideon is an online diddler catcher who catches diddlers. He's also been arrested very recently, but he sprayed liquid ass into Skeeter Jeans, another predator catcher slash awesome damn musician, his uncle's bedroom because he's squatting. So yeah, I mean, I think watching Gideon get arrested in the live stream was a little bit more entertaining than Supergirl, and I don't know like why that is, but it was something, and I didn't understand it, and it was confusing. And I mean, I have no room to talk. I look like Albert Einstein, but English, cause the hair. But still, I mean, I'd rather watch my Twitch VODs of me playing Minecraft than watch that movie. I'd rather just read the synopsis. I remember getting loud and screaming and cheering for Superman when I watched it twice in theaters, and the parts where he came on in Supergirl, which were just jumbled together, than anything that happened in Supergirl. Her Kryptonian poisoning, not a kryptonite poisoning, Superman wincing, screaming, crying in pain before the dude even got shot right in front of his eyes. Even then, he screamed and cried and whined even louder, right? And then he started screaming when the sun came back at him. Supergirl, just there was a good solid like 15 seconds of her red blood cells being shown on screen. I don't know how that worked. I don't know. Genuinely, I do not know what they were going for if you haven't even read the comic book. I feel like the director right now because I can't find the comic book anywhere. DC Studios is like, hey, go read the comic book and go watch the movie. I can't, because Blondie, right? The Call Me, right? Which was supposed to be in like the song, it was in the trailer and everything, was not in the movie. If it was inside the credits, I wouldn't know because I didn't stay because there was no post-credit scene. Superman's 2 post-credit scenes were better than that thing's entire movie, and I will keep that as a stand. No, but would I like to see Millie Alcock as Supergirl again later? Yes. Would I like to see Jason Momoa as Lobo if they can write him funnier? Yes. Is it like objectively that he's not funny? No, I mean like a lot of people just don't find him funny. So I would assume he's not funny, but people also don't find Dave Chappelle funny, and I laughed at like one thing he said one time on SNL, so I guess. No, but Millie Alcock Supergirl, I understand, like, that was the only part that I understood of the entire movie was just why she was, but like she was. They can write Kryptonians well, but they cannot write stories about them well. James Gunn wrote the movie, he wrote Superman, but he also directed it. He had, like, a certain thing. He read some media, I would assume. If not, how can you screw up on a Superman movie when there's so much to go off of? Supergirl is, unfortunately for Millie Alcock, the female version of Superman. She's seen as that. And then, you want to go and make it an individual movie. What I would try to do, right, is ease it in. Make it like a small little emotional superhero movie, which I mean it's going to be kind of hard by itself, and then add the comedy after you're done writing the initial script. You don't just add the comedy initially and then put the story and everything else behind. If you're going to read the comic book that you're writing a movie based off of, I would do that. Superman 2025, I call it Superman Legacy or Superman 2025. Why? Because it's not based off a specific book. Supergirl is Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow, which is what it is in the subtitle, right? Like if you had a song, it'd be in the subtitle, Woman of Tomorrow. Like that's 2025 or Legacy. But no, I mean that sucked so bad. It was, no, I'm sorry. Like I would watch it again. I would make it like a fun movie to watch during the summer. Yeah, or like if I got bored one day. But if I had to choose between The Suicide Squad, Peacemaker Season 1, because those are the ones on DVD, the original Suicide Squad, Superman, or Supergirl, I wouldn't choose Supergirl and I wouldn't choose Peacemaker Season 1, even though they're both really good. But Superman is a lot better. I would choose between the Suicide Squad, because 2016 Suicide Squad can go ahead and, just fly away now. You know? Do what Hawk Girl did to the leader of Baravia and just drop it off a mountain. She should drop him out of the sky. But I mean, no, no, like that, no. It does not deserve what it got, but it also doesn't deserve all the hate. I'll be honest, like, there were a lot of flaws in the movie, but it was also, like, a really enjoyable movie. But why did she eat shit and then say it tastes like shit? Like, no shit, dude. No shit, Sherlock. That you're eating a piece of shit and then saying it tastes like shit. When you see the... and I cannot even, like, express how disgusted me and my grandmother were in the theater. Like, I tried to laugh it off. It gave me chills of, like, the terrible variety, right? Like, when I'm watching Peacemaker Season 2 legally on a website, which we're going to call HBO Max Plus, because, I'm kidding. No, I was watching a clip on it. But I watched the intro to Peacemaker. It gave me the good, amazing type of chills. Vibrant, like, colors went down my back. I felt like I was the Beatles writing Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds. Seeing all these vibrant things. I was on a boat in a river by myself, watching all these trees go by, right? That's just what the intro of Peacemaker was. It was like 30 seconds long. Supergirl was nowhere near that. It cannot be fixed. I'm just hoping they can do something different.